Most of these children and young adults don't know life outside this arid refugee camp in eastern Kenya. Dadaab was built in the early 90s after 130,000 Somalis arrived here fleeing civil war. Thousands of children have been born in the camp since then.
Somebody like me, Dadaab has been the only home I have ever known. Growing in a refugee camp is really full of hardships and difficulties.
But despite all the challenges, Dadaab is a place where hope and culture survive. Jamal Mohammed's parents came to Dadaab with the original wave of refugees in 1991. When they escaped violence in neighboring Somalia, the camp was only meant to be a temporary home.
Dadaab, it looks like an open prison where you cannot go out of it. Many countries are now welcoming refugees and migrants because they don't see refugees as normal human beings. They may see you as a terrorist or they may see you as a beggar. What can I do to change that narrative? What can I do, people, to allow me to realize my dreams?
For refugees like Jamal who want to leave Dadaab, there are a few options. They can obtain refugee status in a different country. They can go back to their own country, which could put their lives at risk. Or they can join an insurgent group, a violent path which may also lead to human trafficking.
The youth are the most vulnerable people here. Young people been arrested, young people been absorbed by Al-Shabaab, young people been taken forcibly from their parents. So they really live in fear.
The camp is only 50 miles away from the Somali border, a stronghold of Al-Shabaab. The Al-Qaeda affiliate has carried out numerous attacks in Kenya, including one at Garissa University that killed 147 students in 2015. A lack of opportunities and education make Jamal and his peers easy prey for that group.
We witnessed people being killed in the camps. We know of people who were killed in the camps because they were working for the community or they were working with NGOs. It's really too much because there's nothing else that you can do.
Kenya's government claims that the camp is a breeding ground for Al-Shabaab and says this is one reason the camp should close. Refugees like Jamal are considered a threat. They don't have Kenyan IDs and aren't allowed to leave the camp to look for jobs or further their education.
If I could be out of the camps, we could get job opportunities. I could feel like I belong to somewhere. Now in the refugee camps, it's like I lost my identity. I'm neither Somali, nor Kenyan, nor into another country.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Kulanti wacan oo wanaagsan dhegeystayaal idil ahaantiinba ku soo dhawaada Radio Gargaar.
Jamal is a host at Radio Gagar, the only radio station in Dadaab. He can become a target for radical groups just by working at the radio station. But this is how he supports his mother and siblings. Today he is following the Ifo Theater troupe for an upcoming radio show. They do community theater to raise awareness about the challenges of living in a refugee camp.
I'll fight with courage and determination to end this pathetic destruction.
King B leads the group. His family came to Dadaab when he was 9 years old to escape ethnic cleansing in Ethiopia.
You could hear the bullets, you could hear women screaming, children crying, men dying. When my mom came, she told us we are going. We followed her. We journeyed, we wandered in the wilderness for about 5 days and nights. They were journeying to unknown destinations.
You'll get the job. All you have to do is get that 1 million and you will be in the US working with Donald Trump.
Theater and poetry helped King B deal with the trauma he experienced.
Left home and don't even know the day I'll ever return. What am I here for? When the rest of the children were learning how to read and write, I was learning how to save my life and how to save reft. I was forced to eat mud and buds. I know it's a shame, but who's to blame? We also picked topics on happenings, on real life here in the camp, like human trafficking. We do a sketch on them. We do an armed conflict. We do also on peaceful coexistence.
Put the gun down. South Sudan, Somalia, put the gun down. Rwanda, Burundi, put the gun down. Congo, Syria, put the gun down. Sis, we need peace.
IFO's latest play is about human trafficking.
Hello? Yes, Dad? Dad, we have been given until this evening. Dad, they're going to kill us. Just send the money, Dad.
And once I'm playing that character, I imagine myself as one of those youths. That person who has been taken into captivity and is trapped somewhere. In such situation, the parents don't have that amount that the human trafficker is asking. Since you know that your dad or your parent or your mom doesn't have such amount of money, you just know that the only option that is left for you is death. You feel helpless. You feel trapped in a place that you can never get out of.
Move! That is why the promise of money and the life outside the camp can be dangerously appealing.
This youth who is hopeless in the setup will agree to the lies that that person, human trafficker, is telling him or her. Human trafficking is now the slavery of 21st century, actually.
What? I say leave my brother. Leave my brother. Please. Please don't hurt my brother.
Becky Bella came to Dadaab as an infant from South Sudan. The 21-year-old is a first-time mom trying to raise her son in the camp.
It's not comfortable staying here. We're not comfortable. The UNHCR don't give milk. They can't buy pampers for the baby. You need to buy clothes for him. So you have to go and struggle, go out and look for something to cater for the needs of your child.
Becky lives with her mother and grandmother, and they hardly make ends meet.
You're done with your studies, you can study further because you are not financially stable, but we don't have jobs, and the jobs that we have here, the money is too little even to pay for your secondary education.
Less than half of 4 to 18-year-olds are enrolled in school, and most of them are boys, according to the UN. The schools are overcrowded. There is only one teacher for every 75 students in primary school. Children are not likely to succeed, but Becky has managed to graduate from high school.
We have dreams that we want to fulfill, but due to certain issues, we can't fulfill our dreams. We just have to keep on dreaming.
Becky's dream is to go to college, but here in Dadaab, there are only a few places that offer some vocational training for recent graduates.
My dreams are to study further. I want to be a journalist, but due to financial status, I can't study. Being a refugee, it's not easy.
But with the birth of her son, Becky has renewed hope. She's willing to fight to get Marcus out of the camps.
I don't want him to pass whatever I've passed through. The school year, it's not that great. There's so much insecurity. There's so many things that I don't want my child to face here. And I'll do anything, whatever it takes, so that he won't have to live the life I'm living now.
Since 2017, President Trump's travel ban to several Muslim-majority countries has shut down the resettlement dreams for hundreds of Somali refugees in Dadaab. Minnesota Representative Ilhan Omar, who was once a refugee in a nearby camp, has become a local hero for fiercely opposing Trump's anti-immigrant policies. She is a constant reminder for these refugees to never give up on their dreams.
Look at Ilhan Omar now. She has been a refugee once. Look at the high-profile names that got an opportunity from the countries that give them the chance to live with them.
Ilhan Omar, I want to tell you that you are so strong. You've managed to live where Donald Trump did not. You were in the refugee setup, you never gave up.
You're fighting for our rights, and we want you to keep on doing that.
Everything was new. I was meeting others who were also displaced due to the same reason. Sharing stories with each other helps a lot, and at points it saddens someone because you feel like whatever happened to you also happened to a colleague.
Dadaab is where you can meet good people, where you can meet teachers, where you can meet doctors, where you can meet strong women, where you can meet other talents that can really even uplift the whole world.
We live in peace, we learn to love each other.
I will never be here forever in the camp. There's time for everything and there's time for everyone under the sun. I know my time will come.
Those who came here in 1991 just believed they will be here for 3-4 years. But now it took them to be here for 30 years. So somebody like me, I believe that one day I will be out of the Dadaab camps. And I live with that hope. If that hope was not there, I could not even live now.
We here, the refugees, we have hopes. We have dreams, and our dreams are valid.
For the third part of our series, we travel to Shatila, one of the oldest and most densely populated refugee camps in the world.
وضعنا كفلسطينية عايشين بلبنان ووضعنا كتير مأساوي ونحن أكتر ناس عم بنحارب لحتى على القليل نضل عايشين بكرامتنا ومحافظين على عاداتنا وتقاليدنا وأسلوب حياتنا.
Generations of refugees were born here, have lived, grown old, and died. But after 70 years, not much has changed.